What's up? My name is Corey, and this is going to be a quick video about 3 books that have changed and shaped my mindset to help me with my mental health and that help me towards achieving my goals. So the 3 books I have are The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, Digital Minimalism by Newport, and I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. So I'm just going to talk about them in the order that I read them. So I believe I read The Subtle Art first. And I'm kind of just going to pick one quote from the book that I feel sums up the meaning and why that was impactful for me. So in The Subtle Art, there's a quote that reads, "If you want to change how you see your problem, you have to change what you value and or how you measure failure and success." I read this book a long time ago, but from what I remember, it's about putting meaningful impact in meaningful places only and not holding so much weight on things that aren't meaningful. I remember the book talked a lot about your metric for success or failure and how you can actually change what that metric is. Say if when you're reflecting on yourself, you hold a lot of value on your beauty, and that's how you deem yourself a valuable person. So me, beauty, value. What it's saying is essentially there are other ways for you to get from the me and the value part. It doesn't have to be beauty, and you have a lot more control in changing like what that metric is. The book probably talked about a whole bunch of other stuff. This is probably the book I read the longest ago, so can't remember a whole bunch. But yes, there is an art in actually finding the things that you do care about and discerning them from things you don't care about, and then putting the value in the proper places. I don't even know if that made sense, but yeah, that's that book. Next book we have is Digital Minimalism by Newport. This book really helped me change my perspective on the value in hobbies. We waste a lot of our time with technology, and this is not necessarily a book that's about that hippie nomadic lifestyle, like go in the woods and live in a cabin with you and your vegan wife and your 2 cats named Tom and Jerry. It's more so about realizing, like I mentioned in the last book, what are things that are valuable in your life and what are things that are not. It talks a lot about how, over social media, we have this like lightweight connection. Like we think we're connecting just because we are talking to people, but we're not actually building meaningful connection. There's a quote in the book that reads, "I want to reassure you that it will instead strengthen the relationships you care about most." So we may think by disconnecting from social media or some other sort of technology, even like texting can be so mindless. Even by disconnecting from these things, we might think that we'll lessen the strength in our relationships. But if we create more in-person valuable interaction, then that will actually strengthen our relationships. It's counterintuitive to what we may naturally think. Another thing that I think is very valuable in this book is the concept of high-value leisure. So you can't just cut yourself off from technology and expect to be okay. Like you're gonna want to, download Instagram again or just check your feed. And you have to replace it with actual leisure, hobbies, and activities that are very fulfilling for you. Something like this for me has been reading and martial arts. And it might be easier to, sit in a bed and scroll and be on technology, but it feels more fulfilling when we actually sit down and do things that we have set our minds to do instead of just, doing stuff mindlessly. So yes, that is Digital Minimalism. And the last book I'll talk about is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. This is probably the 3rd video I made where I've talked about this book. It's also the most recent one that I finished reading. It's about 400 pages of eye-opening revelation. I've never been one to really, I don't have the worst spending habits. I'm not on a paycheck to paycheck situation. I'm definitely privileged in the education I was able to receive, but I never learned how to attribute that in a way that would really help me even really think about my future and actually go towards it. So this book is a very good, I feel, beginner book for just how to start getting your finances together. It has a quote-unquote 6-week program to help you start thinking about getting out of debt, creating savings, and investing. One of the bigger markers in this book is him talking about the conscious spending plan. So Ramit talks a lot about spending viciously on things that are valuable and significantly decreasing things that are not actually valuable to you. So he's not telling you to just budget and penny pinch. He's trying to get you to think about intentionally spending on things that you love so you can live your quote-unquote rich life. And everybody's rich life is going to look different. Quote in this book is, what are the cool things I should be asking for that I don't even know about? Because we're so used to living paycheck to paycheck and just thinking of things in a minuscule way or a mindless way, most people don't actually take time to just think about like what they value is and what is going to fulfill them. I actually did not really script this video, but I'm realizing all these books do have like a common theme about personal value. But yeah, it takes time to really think internally about what you want in the long term. And we at times get to a place where we don't even, know what we want long term, or we don't know how to dream big necessarily because we're so stuck in the day to day. There's a bunch of fire gems in this book. Highly recommend all these books. But if I were to recommend one right now, it would definitely be this one because it relates to so many other different areas simultaneously. But yes, these are 3 books that have significantly helped me just change my mindset and try to figure out what I value. And they actually give me practical steps how I can work towards that. So yeah, I hope that was interesting. Drop a comment down below if you've read any of these books and how they may have been beneficial for you, and what other books in the self-development world that I should add to my repertoire. But thank you for watching and have a great day.